Good evening, all. This is Dan's All About Arsenal, and for a little impromptu little reaction show from the Chelsea game the other day. It's just nice to jump on, hop on, and kind of give my kind of thoughts and versions of the game. It was a bit uneventful, most of it, and I think a lot of people who were watching on the night, friends, text groups, WhatsApp groups, all that kind of stuff, were all pretty much like, "What have we watched?" Only until the last minute did it really get exciting. So, but I think for me, it's what it means to the team. I think what it means to us as supporters is huge, and I think us finally reaching a final since the first time since the FA Cup and back in 2020, which it's a huge thing. And I don't know about you. I think for me, I was always a huge Arsene Wenger fan, and he always used this to push the youngsters through. So that was a big thing really. So it was never a big cup. And I think now what we're seeing is we're using it properly. I think we're using it the way it probably should be used, in the sense of to give us that momentum. But I also think the quality of what we've done, team wise, etc. Even our sort of second team, or not reserves, but team second to the sort of main 11, which I don't think we even have the top 11 yet. We still not get it bang on, but the quality is that much higher. But I want to go for a few things. I want to look at the sort of the team, the lineup, obviously the player scores for the match as well, which is interesting, and look at just the overall reaction. But on the night, obviously it was absolute buckets. It was it was a really wet night on that one as well, which you can see from some of the photos coming up in a minute of just how wet it was. But the teams lined up this to start. So obviously we've had Kepa in goal. Nketiah played fantastically out on the left, with Gabriel and Saliba in the middle, which, I mean, they had a good defensive game all round. Timber, I thought, was excellent. Eze was quieter in parts, but he was there. He was playing the ball, but he's definitely working harder off the ball. And I think, give him time, he's still getting to grips with kind of that kind of Arsenal way. Zubimendi and Rice, I think, had solid games. Obviously, Rice was your man of the match as well, which, I don't know, if I was a bit surprised, he was everywhere as per usual, because that's what he does. But with Nketiah, I thought, had a really good game, and Martinelli was the real threat we had down on that left-hand side. But we weren't really going out to score. It was really bizarre. It was the tactics for me from the whole Chelsea thing. I don't know about you guys. I was getting really wound up by the Sky commentary, so I had to flick over to ITV. It was Gary Neville at the time, and he's saying, "Oh, it's perfect. What they're doing. That it's a masterclass in the tactics. They're leaving Arsenal to a cliff edge." And I'm like, what is he on about? Like, we are essentially 1-0 up, and Chelsea aren't really doing much, not really threatening. Kind of, we're quite set off. And I think the plan was that we could all see, and that they've all talked about since, was get to about the 60th minute, put on Cole Palmer, and Estevao was it, and then nick a goal. It just didn't happen. Nothing changed. So, and we were just waiting for them to come and play to us. So as soon as they started opening up more space, we'd push on. And obviously, what ended up happening towards the end of the game, we had this nice little through ball from over from Declan Rice to Havertz, who took it nicely around Sanchez to get that goal. I think what I loved even more was this, pointing to the badge. After, ex-Chelsea fan, pointing to the badge. Unbelievable. But I think, at home, we were jumping up and down. We were going crazy at home once this goal went in. I think it's just what it meant, because you knew 100% it's through. The final was coming. But just to kind of finish the game and win it rather than a boring 0-0 draw, it would have been a bit like, oh, we're through. But, the stadium went off. It was electric. It was crazy. It was fantastic to see. So, but really good. And I think what it meant to everyone when that goal went in, the reactions you got from the management and coaches, obviously Arteta and crew buzzing. I think running in. Obviously, what a solid defense. Gabriel and Saliba were absolutely buzzing as well. Look at the face Saliba's pull. So I just thought it was fantastic. And obviously, you've got the man of the match on the day, Declan Rice, who I thought could have got man of the match as well, from Nketiah, just celebrating. And also, there was a nice little picture I come across on the Arsenal website. This was obviously our captain Odegaard, very good friends we know with Havertz. We're just there to celebrate together. But I just thought, what a wonderful way to kind of round things off. beating Chelsea for one, I think is always fantastic. And for me, I think it's onwards. Obviously, Wembley, March 22nd is the final, and I think for us, it's a case of we know we've got. It was always going to be Man City, wasn't it? You know, they were 2-0 up. They smashed Newcastle to bits at 3-1, unfortunately, on their leg, and it's down to us to do the job. But it comes at a nice time because it's the last game before the international break. I think it's perfect, and if it sets us up for, you know, winning something early on and then sort of carrying on a momentum. And if we don't win, again, it's not a huge loss. It's not a massive trophy, but I think it'll be one that I think we've earned, we've deserved. The team have played really well, and at the moment, they've walked it. You know, it's not been much of an issue, but it'll be interesting to see what your thoughts are. Obviously, City in the final. Love to try and get the tickets there. It would be great to go and watch a final. I think the last time I went to a final was an FA Cup game many moons ago. So it is a rarity for us at the moment, but this could be the season that changes all. And I think that would be really interesting. But I think it was an impressive game. It was one of those games you go, oh, take that time back. But the way it finished is thank God, is the way we wanted to see it. So, but yeah, just wanted to give thoughts. I need to do some more videos where it's just me kind of reacting to games. We've obviously got the weekly podcast, which we're doing with the team. So we've got myself, Josh, Alex, and Vinny when we're back on the Arsenal forecast. We've got the All About Arsenal podcast as well, which myself and Josh have been doing for a little while, but we've kind of fallen back to the forecast for the moment. But I tried to plan to do a few more reaction shows and also some prequels and bits like that, and doing some more, you know, Arsenal content for you. But love to get your thoughts on the video, the game, what your predictions are for the final, and obviously, when do you think we're winning this league? It's looking good. You know, we've got a big game at the weekend. We've got Sunderland coming up. And I think if we beat Sunderland, you've got Liverpool, Man City playing. It'll be really interesting. I'd love to get your thoughts on that as well, because I think that could be either a draw. I mean, at Anfield, Liverpool could steal that. They're finding some form at the moment, so that'd be really, really interesting as well to see kind of what happens there. But I think we've got a lot to look forward to, a lot to celebrate. We're top of the league. We've won the group stage of the Champions League. You know, we've missed out on those 2 extra games, and finally we get to go see what's going to happen next. FA Cup will be the next one, which again we should walk through the next round. It'll be interesting to see who we get, if it's going to be another big club, which it's going to sort of fall down to. So looking forward to the next round of that. But Sunderland, 3 o'clock Saturday. It's going to be a big game, big result at home. Would like a bit of revenge from that 2-2 draw at the Sunderland Stadium. And yeah, get your thoughts. I mean, predictions. And I think for me, at home, I'd be like to keep a clean sheet, scoring a couple, and then being kind of a good 9 points clear, because I think City will drop points again. And then we've got a real nice cushion. Don't think it's fully done yet. We've got a lot of games to go, but it just puts them under so much pressure to how it go on a run. And they're not that team at the moment that are going on a run. So, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe for future. I'm going to try and do some more regular bits, short sort of 10-15 minute videos, and then the big one we're doing a podcast with 45 minutes to an hour on a Monday, 8:30 every week. So come and join us. I'm going to try and do more of these. So I would like to try and get people back into the swing of it, of building a community. I used to do a lot more of these little kind of shorter videos, and I've kind of just done sort of concentrated more on the podcast stuff, which has been great. We've had videos ranging from 1,000 to 60,000 views. But I need to do a bit more of just myself as well as the boys, because it's good to do and get out there. But I appreciate anyone watching. I'll see you in the next one, and come on, you guys.